Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
And I'm excited because I like doing 5-inch Walking Dead reviews because we don't get to do it very much anymore.
No, man, we used to do a bunch of them.
I know, they're like all the time. That was like our main videos for a while there, but no, they're just every once in a while. But this is the Skybound Exclusive from New York Comic Con 2017. Beta action figure. And he's from the comics, this comic version. And he is one of the main leaders of the Whisperer. He was, I guess, second in charge after Alpha. Well, there's going to be spoilers in this video. You shouldn't be watching this video unless you're into the comics. But, here we go. After Alpha was killed, I guess he would have been in charge, Beta. So I don't know if he really would, if he became Alpha after that. They never really said. But he's still just called Beta, so whatever.
No, remember they want him to be in charge, and he's like, no, Alpha is Alpha, and I'm not Alpha. Oh. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he like didn't want to take over.
Oh, well,
basically, he was in charge, but he didn't want to take her spot.
Yeah, but I was really hoping they'd make him because he became a major character quickly, and he's pretty cool. He's huge. He's probably the tallest character that has ever been in The Walking Dead. Biggest. He's a monster out of a person. He's like The Walking Dead's version of the Mountain, I guess, from Game of Thrones. He's humongous! And there's some mystery behind him because he doesn't want his mask removed, so there's something about that.
And we have our theories.
But there's a picture from the comic there. And some art there. And on the back. Oh, and this also comes in a black and white and bloody version, like they usually do with the comic figures. And you can get this on Skybound.com or maybe ShopTheWalkingDead.com, those places. It's $25 plus shipping, which is ridiculous, but that's what they always charge for these exclusives. Okay, let's open them up. So there he is out of the package, looking like he's coming from the 1800s or something. His jacket and his shirt and stuff, it just makes it look like he's really from the past. Like he's Jack the Ripper or something.
I don't know, I think he looks like he's from the Old West.
Yeah.
The duster jacket.
Well, I said 1800s.
Well, Jack the Ripper is from frickin' London.
Yeah, but often he's portrayed in a big long jacket like that.
He'd need a top hat. I don't know why, I always pictured Jack the Ripper with a top hat.
Yeah, he usually is portrayed with a top hat. But he looks cool. I really like him, and that's one of the ones I was really hoping they'd make soon, and they did. And there's still a lot of mystery about this guy, and I don't know how much longer he's going to last. Because it seems like the Whisperers are pretty much done. I was, like we said, there's spoilers, but we were reading the comics, and I was really unsure of what the status of the Whisperers were after the Whisperer War. And it was kind of clarified by Robert Kirkman, because I didn't know if there was just Beta and the couple guys that are with him that were left, or if there's still like 100 people left. Like, it was kind of hard to tell, but according to him, it was basically just him and the couple guys with him.
He said there might be a couple of people that are like de factos, I think is the word he used, who are still around, but they're not really attached to the cause anymore and are not going to participate.
Yeah.
So it's basically just him and like 3 other dudes.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't sure because he left sending his walkers to attack Alexander, I think, and he won. And I was like, is that the end of the Whisperers? It was kind of confusing. But he's still around, at least in the comics right now. But first off, like we said, there's a mystery about his mask because I think he killed somebody or something because they were going to remove his mask or something, or nearly.
Wasn't it one of the other Whisperers too?
Yeah.
Like he was passed out, and they wanted to know why he wouldn't ever let anyone see his face, and then he woke up.
Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier, and the reason I was bringing it up though is you can't remove it. I mean, you can pull it up a little bit. You can see his face somewhat. It looks disfigured. But I don't know if that's really how he's going to look when he removes it in the comic, because it hasn't been revealed yet
Or just because they didn't bother with it because you're not supposed to take it off.
Yeah. And it's glued like back here, so you can pull it up right there a little bit, but you can't take it off completely. And it's hard to tell if he has hair underneath, because the hair that you see is from the walker's face that he's wearing. So I always picture him having long hair as a person, but he doesn't really for sure, because he could be completely bald under this. But we were talking about this earlier, like why he doesn't want his face to be revealed. And lots of people are guessing disfigurement, but the thing is you can see most of his face already. You can see his nose, his mouth, his eyes, around his eyes. So if he had disfigurement, it would just be like on the top of his head and the sides, like whoop-de-doo.
I like my theory, and I hope it is what it is. My theory is that he is somebody famous. Like, not famous in the real world, but famous in the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah, I've thought of that before too, because of his size.
Like an actor or a wrestler or sports or something.
I could see him taking off his mask and like, you're the butcher Johnny Riggs or something. Some kind of wrestler, like fake wrestler's name for the comic world or something.
You're the Undertaker.
Yeah. I was looking up to see who people thought should play him, and someone did suggest the Undertaker. But there's a lot of huge actors that could play him we're talking about. Like Nathan Jones, who's also a wrestler, and then I forget his name, but the guy who plays the Hound in Game of Thrones, and Kevin Nash, who's been in movies. I mean, there's a lot of people that could play him. Tyler Mane was one I was thinking, who played Sabretooth in X-Men. But going over the figure, I like the way they did him. He looks pissed off. He looks kind of scary. They did a good job on his Whisperer mask. The hair looks good. And the grayish skin looks pretty good. But I really like his expression on his actual face. He just looks mean.
It's a pretty good scowl.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with his eyes. If it's just a painting problem. Because this eye looks normal, and this eye over here is like gray or almost blacked out. It might be hard to see on camera, but see, this eye looks like you can see the white in the dark, and this eye is just like gray.
I think they just messed up because they painted like, when you lift the mask up a little bit, they painted like darkness around his eyes.
Yeah.
And I think they just got it on his eyeball.
So that might not be the same for everybody's. But I like his jacket. That's pretty cool. His trench coat. It really does look like an old-time trench coat, not a modern-day one.
I like the way they did the like shading on it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And the highlights. Nice wrinkle detail. And there's also like a sort of texture to it. And then he's got his little scarf or bandana, whatever that is.
Snot rag.
Yeah. Looks pretty good. Nice and dirty looking. And his shirt and pants look pretty good. Lots of nice wrinkles and a little bit of texture on them too. And highlights and shading, it looks like. His boots pretty plain, but they're good. And I love his two big ass blades. I love characters that got their signature weapons. And he's got these, and they're pretty cool. It makes him, he really looks like a character from a horror movie, like Jason or Michael or one of those types.
I think he's got a lot in common with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He's gigantic, wears a mask with goofy hair on it.
Mm-hmm.
Has a knife.
In a way, he's also like Leatherface because he's wearing a Leatherface, a person's skin, a walker's skin, but still.
A chainsaw would definitely be a bad choice of weapon in the apocalypse. Though.
Yeah.
The zombie apocalypse.
The Whisperers have to be quiet. I mean, that's part of the reason they're called the Whisperers.
Yeah, chainsaws are not quiet.
To put on these masks to walk among the dead, they have to whisper so that the zombies don't catch on that they're human. Doesn't look like he has much else other than the mask on, though. That's, or maybe the scarf is also
Zombie stinky?
Yeah. I think The Walking Dead in the show and the comic contradicts itself on what you can do to trick the zombies. Because in the beginning, Rick and Glenn put on the guts. They had to cover themselves in guts. And when the rain started washing it off, the zombies started to notice that they weren't zombies.
And they noticed, like, right away when it started raining.
Yeah. And
like, you'd have to be absolutely covered.
And from what they show in the comic, the Whisperers dry out the skin in the sun, and they're probably not going to smell a whole lot like the walkers anymore. And
especially if they've had the same mask for a while after already like tanning it and drying it out. Eventually it's not really going to stink.
yeah, so I don't know. And then you like watch the Fear the Walking Dead, and Nick will just rub a little bit of blood on his face, and that's enough. When just the rain washing a little bit off of Rick and Glenn made the zombies catch on, so I don't know, it's just silly. Alright, go over Articulation. You turn his head side to side. Look up and down. Can't go back too far because of his hair. Then at the shoulders, you can go up and his jacket's kind of flexible. Then at the elbow, you can bend almost 90 degrees, but not quite. You can turn there too. Then a ball joint, I guess. Or no, they could spin at the wrist, and there's also a hinge. And I think the hinge could also spin too, but that's difficult to do. At the torso, can he turn there? No. But the hips, he can do a split, and his jacket's flexible, so it allows it. Glad about that far. That's scary with these figures doing that. I'm just waiting for it to break.
Like just goes flying off.
Especially with my 7-inch Daryl breaking recently. And then kick about that far. The knee could bend that far. And it could spin. Then down at the ankle. It basically just wiggles. But his articulation's pretty good. You can get him in some good attack poses and stuff if you wanted to. And like we said, this guy is huge, and they definitely made him huge. I mean, look at how much bigger he is than Rick. He's like, oh shit. He is humongous. And that's pretty much how he's portrayed in the comic. And even though Negan in the comics is a big guy, he's even bigger than Negan. And that's about how it is, because there's actually a panel where when you see Beta, he walks up behind Negan and he's like, oh, holy shit, you're a big motherfucker. Or something like that. But yeah, he's humongous. And here he is next to two other Whisperers, or I guess former Whisperers, Lydia and Alpha, who she's now dead, and Lydia is no longer a Whisperer. She's just Lydia.
I think the Whisperers that are left should start calling him Master, since he doesn't want to be the Alpha. And that way he can be Master Beta.
You will all now call me Master Beta. Because I am the Master Beta. And here he is next to Abraham, who's another large character. But not compared to him.
Not at all.
He's like, I'm a big son of a... I'm going home. So there's a bunch of the main villains through the comics series.
Jerkwads.
Yep. Dickheads. And now if Ezekiel wasn't dead, and he could be a nice guy, these guys could have formed a little group called the Trench Coat. The Trench Coat Posse or something. Or whatever. They can just walk around, make fun of people who don't have trench coats.
They can be the Long Coat Lovers Legion.
Yeah. The Triple L with a C in there. If you're up with the current comics, looks like there's probably going to be an epic, hopefully epic fight between these two.
That better not be what happens.
It'd be pretty cool. Huge giant guy versus Ninja Man. He'd be like, that hurt. But look, I'm a ninja.
Stop it, you fucking dork.
Look what I can do.
Is he Stuart now? Look what I can do.
He can just fly through the air. It looks like he's flying, but he's really just flipping so fast you can't tell them. And then he just like hits them every once in a while. Oh, that hurts because they're so strong, but could be a cool fight.
Well, maybe they'll fall in love instead, since every single character in the comics has to be gay now.
Yeah, that's what they said in Letter Hacks. Every character's going to be gay now.
Thanks, Derek. me laugh so hard. Sometimes I skip the letter hacks, but they're usually worth reading just for the writers' responses.
And there's a bunch of the characters next to Alpha, and his head's popping up above everybody. And there's what the Whisperers do. They blend in with the zombies, and by just kind of moving a certain way, it kind of directs the zombies in the direction they want to go.
I can tell which one is not a zombie.
Yeah. Apparently zombies can't tell. He really stands out, though.
Well, most of the Whisperers have a full mask.
Yeah, and body, like in on their body, too.
Yeah, like arm pieces and stuff. So, he's not really doing a good job. He's like super fucking gigantic and you can see his whole mouth area.
Yeah.
You suck at being a Whisperer.
I forgot to show that you can actually get his pointer finger into the little thingy there, because it's separated from the rest of the fingers. You do that on both hands, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so I really like this figure. I think they did an awesome job on him. They made him huge, which I assumed they would, but I wasn't completely sure.
You know, I'm actually in 5-inch scale, so I'm bigger than him.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm actually like 20 feet tall.
But I like pretty much everything about this figure. I like his weapons, I like his mask, his jacket, his articulation. Pretty much everything's awesome about him.
And he's actually got decent amount of color for a Whisperer because they shouldn't be too colorful.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like drab and blending in.
There is one thing that may be bad about this figure later. Is if he unmasks and it's a significant thing, I can be like, well, damn it, I wish I had the unmasked version. But that might not be an issue. I mean, because we got Lydia and Alpha, they both came with an unmasked version. So if he unmasked and it's like a big deal, it's like, I want the unmasked version.
You know, it would be cool, but they probably wouldn't do it. If he unmasks and it's a big deal, one of the future figures they come out with, they could just give you his unmasked head.
Yeah, that would be cool.
To put on him.
And hopefully this head can pop off easily. Well, I'm glad they're still making comic figures. That makes me happy.
Me too, but I have pretty much given up on ever getting another zombie.
Yeah, I hope they make more zombies. I wish they'd just do waves again, but... I hope they do. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching and goodbye.
No one is bigger and badder than Peter. What?
Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey man, this is Carl Grimes, and my dad's Rick Grimes. If you don't watch some of them other videos there,